Hi everyone, Ian Aldridge here from Progressive Legal. In this trademark series, one of the other questions that we get asked quite a bit is when's a good time to register my trademark? If you've been in business for quite a while, number of years, the answer is now. Now is a good time to register your trademark. And there's no legal obligation to register a trademark. I just want to make that really clear. You don't need to register any of these trademarks. There's no legal obligation, but to give you the maximum protection, and this is all about risk minimization and making sure that you've got some intellectual property registered, just so that if somebody else does come along and starts to use something that's deceptively similar to your name in the market, then you really want to be thinking about getting this stuff registered now. We get a lot of phone calls and inquiries from people who find out that somebody else is using something similar. There's some confusion in the market. Same sort of names. Obviously, I can't sort of say names, but similar business names, for instance, and people are paying wrong people because they've got the wrong business, or asking about jobs of other businesses where it wasn't their business, it was somebody else. So clearly, some confusion is starting to be created in the market. That's when you need to register these trademarks immediately. Time's of the essence, and intellectual property is one of those areas where time is of the essence. You really need to make sure that you register these intellectual property rights well in advance of having to do something like that, or even making sure that you've registered these marks before somebody else does, and then having to apply to have somebody else removed from the register is an extremely costly process. And I often use the analogy of stitch in time saves nine. Just registering this stuff now, it's not as expensive as you might think to get these, at least some intellectual property rights registered and give you some basic level of protection. And a lot of small businesses are starting to wise up to this now and just get a few things done: their name, logo, tagline, slapline, just so that they've got some registered rights, or even combining some of those elements together for bang for buck. If you're in the process of thinking about a name for a business, or a logo or tagline, it might be a little early, but if you're really starting to think, yes, this is definitely the name that I want to use for my business, give me a call. We can do a trademark search really quickly just to see whether there's anybody else out there. Do some Google searches and make sure that you've got that it's all clear. Some domain name searches, some social media handles. I strongly recommend, once you've come up and settled on a name, for instance, you do those searches. Then we'll do and if it's all clear, then we'll do a trademark search. Then we do a trademark head start application, which will bring a report back within 5 business days of whether IP Australia is going to give this the all clear. And then go get all the domains, the social media handles, the trademark, do it all in one swift swoop. And then you've basically done what you need to do to secure this. I hope that's been helpful.